Hello, CalMedForce awardees, and thank you for taking the time to listen to this short video on how to complete the semi-annual review. I'm Robin Simpson, CalMedForce Program Director at Physicians for a Healthy California. All CalMedForce awardees must complete semi-annual and annual reviews every 6 months in order to demonstrate program compliance and use of award funds. The semi-annual review is being sent by email to all CalMedForce awardees on Friday, December 11th, 2020, and will be due on Monday, February 1st, 2021. A semi-annual review must be completed for each CalMedForce award your residency program has received. For example, if your residency received a CalMedForce grant for fiscal year 2018-19, as well as for fiscal year 2019-20, you will complete 2 reports. The reports are slightly different. You will receive 1 email per report. I'll briefly show a sample of the email you received. The email is shown here in the slide as an example, so please keep an eye out in your email inbox for this email and multiple if you have received multiple awards. The email does contain instructions to complete the semi-annual review's 3 parts. Part 1 is the assessment. There will be a link in the email that you will click, taking you to the assessment form online. Part 2 is the financial report, which will be one of the attachments on the email. And part 3 are requested additional documents that you will send back to us by email, which includes accreditation letter for the residency program, site visit, documentation if applicable, and the resident table. Information about the attachments is listed at the bottom of the email, as well as instructions on how to submit the requested documents. So please refer back to this email if you have questions on all of the parts of the semi-annual review. In this short video, we'll provide a brief overview of all the components of the semi-annual review, some detail on how to complete each section, information on the items that you'll need to send back to us, and the next steps. To begin, I'll quickly provide an overview of the CalMedForce mission and governance. Our mission statement is here. We are committed to growing a diverse physician workforce by supporting, incentivizing, and expanding graduate medical education in California. Our goal is to grow and strengthen the physician pipeline to meet the demands of California's growing patient population, with a focus on medically underserved areas and populations. The program is funded by Proposition 56, which was approved by voters in 2016 and allocates $40 million annually to sustain, retain, and expand California residency programs in primary care and emergency medicine. The University of California is the designated recipient of the funding and contracts with Physicians for a Healthy California to administer the CalMedForce program. The subsection of Prop 56 that establishes this funding is included here. This section further defines that residency programs may be allopathic or osteopathic, must be in one of the 5 designated disciplines, must be ACGME accredited, and must be located in California. Now over to David Kurt, CalMedForce Program Analyst.
Thank you, Robin. So now we're going to be going through the semi-annual review, an overview. So the semi-annual review is a deliverable that documents awardees' progress in meeting CalMedForce program requirements. Now this consists of several parts. So we have our program assessment, which will be completed through Microsoft Forms, as well as the remaining parts, the semi-annual financial report, the documents requested, such as the most recent ACGME letter of accreditation for residency program, a site visit if you had it within the past 6 months, and of course a resident change table, which will be slightly different whether you're a cohort of 2018-19 or the cohort of 2019-20. And just as a reminder that all the answers that you'll be giving in your report will be aggregated and may be used for reporting purposes. So this is the program assessment. So this is what it will look like or may look like on Microsoft Forms. And so just to reiterate again that this may be reproduced to report on program outcomes. And so the semi-annual review here will consist of several parts, like I mentioned. So in detail, we have the program and contact information, the semi-annual review and financial report certification, the program assessment itself, program development and training, program successes and challenges, and then finally we have a program accreditation, a financial report, and other documents, which I did mention we'd have to send it by email, and that email is reportscmf@phcdocs.org. As a reminder, failure to send these documents will result in delays in processing your semi-annual review and grant disbursement. Now I will go ahead and bring this over to Victoria, who will go over the financial report.
Thank you, David. My name is Victoria Chesley, and I'll be going over the financial report. So the semi-annual financial report is where programs will account for funds expended during the reporting period, which is July 1st, 2020 to December 31st, 2020. The financial report will slightly differ between the two cohorts based on which payments are being reported on. As a reminder, CalMedForce follows a reimbursement model for the distribution of funds, which is why programs are providing information on items that you have already purchased in order to receive your next payment. The financial report consists of 3 tabs: the Instruction tab, Financial Report tab, and Allowable Cost tab. Please read the Instructions tab and the payment calculation descriptions carefully. The payment calculation categories will slightly differ between the two cohorts. The Financial Report tab looks like this. Please verify that the grant agreement number, program name, and sponsoring institution is correct. If it is not, please reach out to CalMedForce staff. Table 1 on the right side is the expenses table. So you will use the drop-down menu in column D to find the category that best describes your expense. If you would like more information about the expense categories, please see the Allowable Cost tab for complete descriptions. Then add a date, description, and amount in columns E through G. The total will auto-calculate at the bottom of this table, and the remaining amount that needs to be accounted for will auto-calculate in Table 2 under the remaining funds. Table 2 is the payment calculations table, and within this table, the cells are locked so that programs cannot alter the payment amounts. Please account for all funds in the total available funds box. Programs are required to account for at least 75% of total available funds. And if you have not spent the full 75% of total available funds, please move on to Table 3, the unused funds table, to account for how you plan to spend the remaining funds. Please be as specific as possible. A sufficient response would be the remaining $15,000 will be spent in January 2021 on faculty development. There are 3 additional documents that are requested. Programs must include the most recent ACGME letter of accreditation for the residency program. This slide shows a redacted example of the ACGME letter of accreditation. In addition, please provide any site visit documentation that occurred within the reporting period and the resident table that was sent via email. The resident table will differ for both cohorts. The fiscal year 2018-19 awardees will use the resident changes table to report only resident changes that occurred during the reporting period. If your program had no resident changes, please disregard this document. The fiscal year 2019-20 awardees will list and report information on all PGY1 residents in the resident table. Please refer to the race and ethnicity categories on page 2 when filling out this table. And now I will pass it back over to Robin, who will go over next steps.
As a quick summary, the semi-annual review program assessment and financial report must be complete in order to receive your next payment. While you're completing it, do keep in mind your reporting period is the previous 6 months, so that's July 1st, 2020 through December 31st, 2020. The report is due February 1st, 2021. Keep in mind that awardees are expected to account for all payments received. If there are unused funds, please do account and let us know how you plan to use the unused funds in the appropriate box. And just a reminder, all answers will be aggregated and used for reporting purposes. Next steps, complete the semi-annual review. It is due February 1st, 2021. And as a reminder, the components are to complete the program assessment piece through the link provided in your email, and that will be on Microsoft Forms, and to submit the financial report and documents requested by email at reportscmf@phcdocs.org. Please include semi-annual review report in the subject line to expedite the processing. If at any time you have questions, please do not hesitate to contact our team. We can be reached at calmedforce@phcdocs.org. Here's our general program contact information, as well as our staff contact information.